All right, Brad Holmes defend his roster and addressed a couple of things. He said Aurelier and Will Harris ain't been getting enough credit. Let's get to talking about it. He defended the receiving core, saying that they really confident in the receiving core. And I'm like, man, when you've been a Lions fan for 30 plus years like me, you didn't heard it all before. My Sunshine Anderson voice. Show me, man. And I tend to favor the side of you capping. All right, people say, well, you being negative, just being truthful. Ain't nothing to be too positive about this organization the last few years. I worked down there, seen them play, loved the Lions for a long time. If I could go pick another team, I would. It's tough. When you love it, when you love Detroit Lions. I'm local everything. Michigan, Red Wings, Tigers, Pistons, Lions. That's how I am. I'm not some people that just say I'm gonna follow where LeBron go. I'm gonna follow where Tom Brady go. I ain't built like that. It's just I'm local everything. Even though I might wear some other people, stuff fitted hats and shit and snapbacks just because I wear it for fashion. But it says Holmes doesn't think the receiver room is bad. Around the midpoint of the presser, someone asked Holmes, and he did a press conference, if he can get a fair assessment of Jared Goff quarterback play this year. Given that his receiver group is not perceived to be very good, Holmes clearly objected to that. Quote, "That's subjective view from the wide receiver standpoint," Holmes said. "I get what the outside narrative is. That's not what Dan and I see on a regular basis in practice when we evaluate those guys. And even though, this quote ended, even though the team is currently carrying 7 receivers, the Lions general manager believes every one of them deserves a spot on the roster, and they weren't going to limit the position group to a specific number. Quote, "We're not going to eliminate good football player because of an overkill of position," Holmes said. Quote, "When you look down, you get Terrell Crosby, Khalif Raymond, Amara Ross St. Brown, and then you get Quintez Cephas, then you get Tom Kennedy." And it's like, well, Tom Kennedy, he's hell of a camp, had a hell of a camp. It's not like, whoa, you got Tom Kennedy, you can't keep him because now you're at 5 and 6. No, Kennedy earned it. So at the end of the day, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. He can do all this, how confident he is. My thing is, he talking about they had a good camp. My thing is, y'all playing against each other. So how can we gauge if y'all didn't have a joint camp? Y'all played a couple preseason snaps. Well, how can we gauge? Tom Kennedy had a couple great plays, but those were the get backs. That's my thing. Those versus get backs. But then again, of course he supposed to sound positive, but guess what? Reckoning the day will come. The day where somebody drop a fucking pass or somebody don't perform and, they try to say, well, Jared Goff had a great year, but if they would have cost him more balls. Nope, you said you and Dan Campbell like the receiving core. So we're not going to let that malarkey slide. We're going to hold you to your word. And if they do good, you a genius. If they don't do good, then, what the fuck was you watching? Excuse my language. Simple as that. But we gotta trust. We don't have no choice but to trust Brad Holmes. But gotta give him a fair shot. If he get the job done, shit, we gonna be partying. We gonna be, my drinking, my 2-step, drinking, my 2, but it's on. We gonna be up here turning up. But then again, receiver position ain't a position where it's a it ain't somewhere where you gotta have a Randy Moss or a Jerry Rice. We've seen lesser receiver cores. A lot of New England Patriots receiving cores. The lesser receiving cores, won the championship. The one with Randy Moss didn't. So, like I said before, man, he right. Corners and receivers put too much emphasis because y'all like to watch Madden. Too much emphasis put on those positions, man. But he went on. The Lions are young. You're young, but you're ready. Okay, I can't be singing R. Kelly. I'm sorry. Lions are young, but only because the young guys earned it. So he said, you may think that because the Lions are entering a rebuild, they want to be young, fresh players in minds of mode that Holmes went out and purposely created the second youngest roster in the NFL. However, Holmes said that's never sought out to get younger. That's just the way these camp battles played out. Quote, "We didn't set out to say, quote, man, we've got to get young. We got to get young. Let's find the youngest," Campbell said. Quote, these young guys just happened to perform well, and they was part of the youngest, best 53 players that we decided on the football team. Okay, the obvious, especially true in the secondary, where the team's oldest cornerbacks are already at 25. Holmes said that young corp of players earned roster spots is testament to how impressive of a positional coach they have in defensive back coach Aubrey Pleasant. Quote, like I said, and AP is one of, if not the best DB coach I've been around. Holmes said, quote, he's extremely impressive in the way that he teaches in very digestible manner that allows players to learn quick and learn fast. The energy he brings to the group, it correlates and resonates with the players. He just relates to the players on the field and in the classroom. My thing is, Jerry showed me the money. You gotta show me. All this, what you seen, you gotta translate the wins and player development straight up and down. No cap. Penei Sewell on track, ready for week 1. After struggling preseason and ranking dead last in Pro Football Focus grades on the Lions offense, many have wondered if the Lions 7th-round draft pick will be ready for the season. Obviously, he's not going to lose a spot in the starting lineup, but after taking a year off in the last year and transitioning from left to right, it's starting to look like he may struggle out the gates come week 1. If Holmes shared any of his concern, he certainly didn't show it. And playing the right side is just, people talk about that. To interject real quick before we go to the quote. Playing the right side is easier. There ain't no real fucking difference other than you protecting the blind side of the quarterback. It's way more important. You're protecting the blind side. Other than that, I'm talking about him specifically. Playing on the left side, playing on the right side, it fits to his strength. He's a hell of a run blocker, right? He's a hell of a run blocker. So all you gotta do is pass protect, and right now he's not doing well. He's doing phenomenal in the run blocking. He's doing phenomenal. But let's keep going on. He said, "Cool, I believe that he'll be ready week 1." Talking about Sewell, I think this Brett Holmes. I think he's ready now. Holmes said, "Yeah, he's going through the normal process the rookie would go through, regardless of where he was drafted. That's a tough position to play out there on the island." And he sat out a year, so what he's done now, I know, is magnified about what he may be perceived and seen as a hiccup here or there. But there's so much good stuff that may be kind of hidden when you dive deep into the film. Little subtle nuances that he's doing and going to make a big difference. Specifically, Holmes believes his experience against the Steelers in the preseason, going every day against Romeo Core, will continue to give him learning experience where he can grow from, which leads to final observation. Romeo Core is hold on, did I pass one? Yeah, I passed one. We're going to go back. Look out for Marnie Aurier and Will Harris. Admittedly, these two players haven't been talked about much this offseason, but more has been written about their counterparts at their respective positions. Jeff McCooley, Tracy Walker. But both Campbell and Holmes spoke specifically about how impressed they were with Will Harris' development in the 3rd year. Quote, Will Harris, I say a celebration of development, how quickly he's gotten in terms of knowing him when he came out of BC, Boston College, and then seeing him early on. You've got to really be excited about that, Holmes said. Quote, Will and Amani may have had the 2 best camps of anybody on our roster. As a matter of fact, Campbell added, Harris' struggle in his first 2 years has been viewed by many as a potential weak point in the Detroit Lions defensive lineup, but it's quite possible we're underestimating just how much he's grown under the new coaching staff. He certainly have athletic profiles to make up. This league has always been good. It's just he got beat here and there because they ain't get no pressure on Matt Patricia. But Romeo, of course, really good. I mentioned this in my 10 takeaways from camp. Okora looks like he could be ready to take the next step as a pass rusher. Holmes said he looked even better than they expected when they signed a 3-year, $39 million extension. Quote, Romeo looked better after we paid him, and we felt good about him when we paid him, Holmes said. Quote, and now it's like, wow, he's really good, but every day he's getting Sewell better. Last year, Okora ranked a career high in sacks and 10 with more development this year. Remember, he's 26 and better supporting cast on the D-line core could be paying for a monster year. That's why I said go ahead and go out there and get Chandler Jones and get him some more help where you can't slide or double team to him. That's why I said go ahead and go get Chandler Jones, but that'll take draft capital. And obviously, they draft capital may be saved up for a quarterback, So then you got to pay Chandler Jones as well too. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. But we just gotta wait and see if we can trust him. We can trust him. But how wide receiver Trinity Benson went from unknown to Lions GM #1 target. Holmes saw a player who could improve the roster and wasn't willing to gamble on missing out on him. Okay, who the hell is Trinity Benson? That's the question Detroit Lions manager, Brad Holmes asked the director of pro scouting Rob Lodeman when approached Holmes about possibly adding Benson to the roster. Quote, when I watched the tape, I was like, wow, Holmes continued. Quote, he popped off. He had juice. He had explosiveness. He has his upside as a route runner. Gets you really excited for a young guy. And then the more work you do from a tangible standpoint, he's a tough kid. That's a hard worker. He's smart. Does it the right way. That's when I called George Payton, the GM of Denver, Payton, I don't know, the Denver Broncos, to see if we can get something worked out. Holmes will go to elaborate. There were quite a few more steps between tape evaluation and finalizing the trade, and once again credit Loman for how valuable he was during the process. Once the Lions staff felt like they had a solid evaluation of Benson would bring to the table, the Lions started comparing him to both of their team's receivers, who they believe could be available into their own group of pass catchers. As these receivers' evaluations continued throughout the preseason, Benson continued to ball out during games. The Lions front office, it was clear Benson was the best option. Quote, when we started stacking them, he kept rising at #1, Holmes said. The debate became if Benson was waived by Denver, was Holmes willing to risk losing to a team with high priority, or was he willing to pay a price to make the trade secure the guy he valued greatly? He said, quote, yeah, we just felt the confident about him, Holmes said. Quote, it was like, hey, let's just get him. He got a bright future. He got a lot of upside. And again, as we kept stacking it again, it's a collaborative effort. So not just me, Rob Lohan, though I thought I was the best. No, it's me and the rest of the personnel department. It was Coach Antoine Randall L saying yes, he's the top guy. It was Dan Campbell Lyons looking at him and saying, oh yeah, I really love this Benson guy. It was collaborative. It's a total buy. And to make you feel really, really good about it, says, hey, look, maybe we can just sit back and wait, put it in the claim, and see if you get lucky. But no, we felt confident enough to say, look, let's just go ahead and see if we can make something happen to go get him. So Holmes and Payton struck a deal, and the Lions sending the 5th and the 7th in 2022, and the Broncos sending Benson and Lions receiving Benson in the 2023 pick. In the end, Holmes saw a player he believed was truly, quote, truly the best fit for us, and went out and got him. So I could respect that, but also when you say it was a collaborative effort, also you saying like, hey man, these guys said that shit too. It wasn't just me. They said they really liked him too. So if you go wrong, it's a group blame. If you go right, it's a group praise. We will rise, we will rise. So I mean, interesting. But I figured that's why they traded for Trinity Benson, because they didn't want him to go through waivers and somebody else claim him. So what they picked to do, if everybody say that's the guy they like, that's the best guy, whoever it might have been, Shark and maybe Washington, they might have asked to trade for those guys and it might not have worked. If Trinity Benson worked, Brad Holmes was like a genius. And I seen him, he looked good, route running and stuff. And also, you had Travis Fulgham, who got cut, who was the leading receiver for the Eagles that came from us. So they said, I heard that he might have an attitude problem. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I liked it, man. I liked the pick. I like what they did, but the takeaway is we gonna learn a lot about Brad Holmes. Is it the SOLs, the same old Lions? Is it the same thing? Just be good to me. Or they gonna turn the corner, and we gonna be able to believe with Brad Holmes said when he evaluated, or is it just another case of the SOL and they piping up players who beating up on other SOL line players, or is it we really turn the corner and then really it started with Jared Goff? If Jared Goff come here and he'll upgrade from Stafford as far as play action, run the ball control, then we gonna see. But at the end of the day, we got no other choice but to trace Brad Holmes, and kind of looking forward to it. They got a lot of confidence. If the scheme is better and the players are buying, it takes some time to buy in from a scheme, especially when the starters ain't played that much and a lot of. So I say about the second quarter of the season, about game 7 or 8, we should start to see some turn the corner, see some guys get a lot better. So let me know what you guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist out. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. On my social media link subscription. Twitter's the fastest way to Facebook and Instagram. You want to advertise on the channel, video, chop it up. My social media links there. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJGood313, Venmo CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. I appreciate the financial donations. All the information is in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you guys think about the situation. Peace.